Okay, cool. So I'll go first quickly. So just basically for me, I've not come from a gardening background originally. So started off in music management and operating gigs, but wanted to change career at a later date in life. So obviously had a mortgage and bills to pay and stuff like that. So as I was learning about sustainability and like permaculture, things like that, I found finding a job in sustainability really hard without without losing the ability to pay my bills. So I think for me, a big thing was looking for jobs as I learned more about um, so as I was reading books about like the way that the economy and ecology don't really line up, and pesticide use in farming and things like that. It's quite daunting trying to find a job in sustainability at the moment. So I spent quite a few years not really making progress. Googling jobs in like wildlife gardening, nothing really coming up. Or needing like a degree in ecology, which I couldn't go out and get while I've got bills to pay. So yeah, I was looking up gardening jobs, but a lot of things were like PA1, PA2, pesticide application, which is like the total opposite of what I'm trying to do with gardening. So in the end, my only option was to go out and get a job with a garden maintenance company just to kind of learn the business and make some money basically to pay the bills. So that's what I've done last year, as Blanche mentioned earlier. But yeah, so even like looking into colleges, like agricultural courses at Writtle, it's also PA1, pesticide application, things like that they're teaching. So I was kind of noticing in a big way how the economy and ecology don't seem to line up. So this year I decided to just quit my job. I couldn't take it anymore what I was doing, to start my own gardening business. I'm quite low on experience as a gardener, so it's quite a big move, big step. But I've gone out and started building wildlife ponds and doing a lot of things for the first time this year. But a lot of it's been just me on my own, and it's been quite tough. But when I found Trust Links, I found them through a course by a guy called Graham Burnett, who does a vegan permaculture and permaculture design. So as I was speaking to Fiona, she sent me a link to the course through Trust Links, a 2-day course. And yeah, basically when so I'm terrible at public speaking, but my notes aren't very good either. But where am I going with this? So yeah, as I've done the course with Trust Links, it kind of brought together a lot of things I was struggling with, like the ecology not lining up on a personal level, which I know if that's for me, that's going to be for a lot of people. So seeing the talk from John about how he's built a sustainable business in Basildon with like green roofs, and how amazing his garden is and the amount of biodiversity he's brought in, and that he actually made more money through having a sustainable kind of side to his business, was really inspiring to see that and know that not only can I build a career off my own back, but I can actually do really well in this space. So I also seen all the other speakers like doing green roofs and adding biodiversity and making money doing that. So I think a lot of the time it's just hard for people. Like another thing that Trust Links do is help people with mental health issues. So it's like two of the biggest kind of challenges we've got with society at the moment is, well, like the environmental collapse and also mental health collapse. So through inspiring people on the ground up to kind of make more entry-level jobs for people like me, I know that will give people more purpose in life. And sorry, I think so, yeah, and it's that purpose that can help to solve two of the biggest issues of our time, so the ecological collapse as well as our current mental health crisis. So by lining up ecology with economy on a personal ground level, I think the training that TrustLinks is providing to people that are doing landscaping jobs that people, I don't know, I'd have found landscaping myself boring. Like I'd have never wanted to get into that, but because I came at it from a sustainability point of view and realizing, okay, I can create habitats for bees, or I can get into permaculture farming and like grow crops without using pesticides and, like decrease like wildfires because of the way the land's managed badly. But there's still a long way to go. But I think TrustLinks are providing training that's gonna really help benefit people and hopefully start a snowball effect, like from the ground up. So yeah, at the moment, I think if you look for a job in sustainability, it's really hard to find one, but hopefully eventually people are going to go out like Nathan with his landscaping business and create habitats and stuff that's good for the environment. And then he'll employ people and then there'll be more jobs for people. So in the future, there'll be a lot more opportunity. I think that's a big part of what TrustLinks are doing. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for us. On Tuesday.
Hi, my name's Nathan. I'm actually quite lucky to be here because I'm not from Essex. I'm actually from Oxfordshire, so I'm sorry.
Friendly.
So yeah, like I said, I was very lucky to be on the course because I was actually stalking John Little's Instagram, and he put up a post about saying there's an extra space. So I jumped at the opportunity, drove down to Essex the next day, 2-hour drive from Oxfordshire, a little town called Didcot. So how I got into landscaping and basically construction industry was when I was at school. We felt like we had two options. You was good at school, went into an office, or you was bad in school and went on the building site. I was bad at school and went into the building site. And I was a super creative kid, but I've always been held myself back. I didn't know how to use my creativity until one day the penny clicked. I started looking at designers that were talking about waste products and stuff like that, and it really become interesting to me then. So about 4 years ago, we started a company called Surrounding Counties, and I studied design and also all that stuff. And yeah, so getting back to the course, and the benefit it's had for me and a business is that it's given me the confidence now to talk about habitats, to talk about waste product, upcycling instead of recycling, and speaking to the community really, because I see passionate people like Blanche, John, and the rest of them doing amazing stuff. But where we're from in Oxfordshire, we're so far behind the cities, and this is where it comes onto our first ever show garden, which is called Before the Concrete Sets. Basically, it's talking about the brief on the RHS was to say, get green infrastructure back into cities, what we've all been talking about today. But where we're from, it's a commuter town called Didcot. We're getting overridden by new build housing developments, and they're not thinking about the green infrastructure now. And all we're doing is pushing our fields to the outside with all these lovely native wildflowers and all that good stuff. And this is basically saying to developers, we could have this on our doorstep again, instead of having to drive 20 minutes. Is still a luxury, I know, but this could be on our doorsteps again. And yeah, it was received really well from the public, and a lot of people with new build houses come up to us and was saying, yeah, we need to see this stuff in developments instead of the shitty old blobs dying straight away. So this is the reclaimed, everything on the garden was reclaimed in separate oak sets, which you can see there. And that was just because of cost really, because me and Kieran self-funded the whole garden. So this is reclaimed oak, RSJs that are reclaimed from local building sites, and a lot of native wildflowers, good for pollinators. And yeah, there's another few images. Here's what we learned from the course as well, like bee holes, deadwood, and I don't know if you can tell on there, but we've basically planted through crushed concrete because it mimics the attributes of chalk. So a lot of alkaline plants. And as soon as we got to Hampton Court and our plant delivery come, it was grass everywhere. Grass everywhere. And not even putting our plants in the ground yet, pollinators started to come. And it was this is perfect example for developers and planners. Yeah, this actual boulder here, for a limestone boulder in the background there, you're talking probably 300, 400 quid. This is a concrete boulder from a building site 2 minutes from my house for nothing. Bit of petrol to boom, pick it up. Yeah, and that's it. Thanks.